Right people, once again, very nice of Yules in Manchester to let me have a ride of one of their bikes again, and one I've never ridden, a Speedmaster 1200, and I think Jordan using all his strength to push that 236 kilograms out there. That's an absolute gorgeous red, isn't it? What colour is it?
Well, it's officially the Stealth Edition.
The Stealth Edition.
So it's a hand-painted tank. As you can see, it sort of transitions from a beautiful sort of cherry red all the way to the black at the front.
That's stunning, isn't it? Yeah. Absolutely stunning. She definitely looks a very, very well built bike, doesn't she? 16-inch rims on the front, I presume, by the looks of them.
Yeah. Nice big fat tyre on the front as well.
That is enormous, isn't it? Yeah, so this is, like I say, this is my first cruiser I've ridden. The only other one I've ridden is a VMAX, which isn't anything like this. So tell us a bit about it.
So you've got cruise control on the bike, so essentially as a cruiser, for obvious reasons, you're just able to relax into the bike a little bit easier. You want to do a bit of touring, but you don't like the adventure style bikes. This is more where we sort of pit people towards. Anyway, it's a nice low down bike, nice and comfy, so it's suitable for most people, even female riders.
What are these bars classed as? Are just
sweatback bars.
Sweatback bars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very similar in terms of its style to the bobber. Obviously, this just has a back end and a pillion seat, so you don't end up just a single ride. You can have someone on the back and strap some panniers to it as well.
Yeah. So a bit like Harley, these you'll adjust them to how you want to
pretty much
modify it, isn't it? Really.
Obviously, you've got the forward foot controls, which aren't for everyone. You can change those and have the mid foot controls, so pretty customisable. But as a classic, you tend not to touch it too much.
It looks a very relaxing bike to ride, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Right, so the best thing is now getting on it and riding it.
Absolutely.
Cheers, Jordan.
No worries.
Thank you very much. An ignition on the side. And what she sound like starting up. Oh my lord, that's got a lovely beefy sound to it. Well, you can hear it coming there. Fantastic.
Well, as I said, cruise control is just there. You've got two different rider modes, so as you can see, you're on road mode just there. Flip that, drop it into range, obviously drop the horsepower.
So there's only two modes on this, there's only rating mode.
Yeah. And obviously makes your throttle match slightly longer in gear, so you don't get the torque in the back.
Yeah.
So I'll stick it in road for now, it's a nice ride out.
Fantastic. Right, let's get on it and ride it. Right people, first ride on a Triumph Speedmaster, and I'm just going to now I've never ridden one of these, so the front facing gears, the relaxing brake, ABS on, let's see what it's like. Oh, it's very strange when you've never ridden one of these. So this is the first time. Front brake's a bit soft. Bit of vibration with it. What a lovely. Now I was expecting with a 1200cc loads more bottom end torque, but it's not. It's nice. Back brake, yeah, it works nice. I think it's like anything, until you get used to this. With never riding a cruiser in my life, certainly with front controls like that, it's like even where you're putting your feet, because your feet are forward, they're not like a conventional bike where they're down. But great views out the mirrors. Third gear, nice indicator on the dash. Feels quite. This is 200 and I think 236 kilograms in weight. We'll do that when we have a little bit of a walk round it. Don't feel it at all. It feels super, super light. Yeah, brakes are. It's like anything. When you first get on it, you're having to adapt as well to it. For my my hands, the controls are a little bit far away, because if you look there and stretching your finger, it's a little bit. It's like anything, you just have to get used to it. But I can adjust them so I can look at that anyway. Sounds absolutely beautiful. We'll just and what a day, we've got some sunshine. It's got a lovely, lovely tune to it. A really comfortable seat so far. Now many years ago when I rode the VMAX, because it's very much like the same sort of seating position as this, I tended to get a bit lower back pain after a long journey, but this seat feels, it fits into you. Listen to that tone, people. And the gear change on it is absolutely buttery smooth. That gear change on it is lovely, up and down. Oh, you can see this. You could see yourself out in the lanes on this. And this is town, people. Because I've never been a cruiser boy. Sorry. And getting used to going round corners, it's a completely different feeling going round bends on it than it is on like my NC or on a naked or an adventure bike. Completely different feeling on it. As I say, this bike, you know, it's not a bike for high speed. It's a bike where you just go out and you cruise the lanes. And the people that own them, what you can see, and when I was talking to Jordan inside, they keep them a long time. They love them, polishing the chrome and looking after them. And it's a sort of bike that you'd have pride to have in your garage. I can't get over the sound of that. That is an absolutely lovely sound. And it's got enough. It's actually got enough power to actually pull you away comfortably. You know, we're back down to, it's not a super bike. It's not a sports bike, but what a lovely piece of kit. Thank you, Yules, again. Giving me the option to, the opportunity to actually ride this. And honestly, if you've never ridden, people, you need to, because you never know what your next bike will be. And that's the truth of it. It's like me on my NC. You never know when you get on a bike how much you'll love it and how much you want to change. So your bike snobbery when you ride different bikes goes out the window, because you get to really know what they're like. You get to know what bike you really like to ride. I do love that tune. So we're on the motorway now. And it's a 70, it's a bit vibraty, it's got quite a bit of juddering on it. 6 gear, a lot of wind blast on your chest, which you'd expect. You know, there's no screen on this, and that's what it is, it's a naked. Now I've seen a couple of them that put screens on them, and I think in fairness, the amount of wind I'm getting on my chest, it's physically pushing me back a bit now. I would put a screen on this, because the more you put that hammer down, the more it's pushing you. But it's a thing that you'd become comfortable with, to be quite honest. What you find when you're on a bike that's pushing you back, you end up sitting forward, and that's where your backache ends up coming, because you're fighting the wind instead of just trying to relax. But it's quite strange, the power on it, and the handlebars coming back into you. It's comfortable, but it's quite hard to describe the feeling of it. It's like it's pushing your elbows in, and that's what I say, with the time riding on other bikes and never riding anything like this or a Harley, you do feel the difference in the riding position. They are completely different. But you know, 5th gear, that's got more than enough to get you out of trouble. Just a little bit juddery through the gears, but the other side about it, it's brand new. So it's got to run in, it's got to have a service, it's got to there'll be sides on it that will free up. And like I say, yeah, it's like here now, I can quite easily filter through there easily. I actually like the speedo on it, the display. I think they would have been better, Triumph, you know, putting a chrome one on there. I think that would have been a better thing to do with it. Oh, it's the headlight, come on. Oh right, so, didn't know that, people. So, your flasher at the front also keeps your high beam on. Beautifully balanced bike. It has honestly got ample power. It's just a bit vibraty the way it comes through. It judders a bit. I do look. Just the tune on it is lovely though. I think that's what would make you buy this. That soundtrack to this bike is just untrue. So we'll just, like I say, with brakes at first, when I first got on at it, I was a bit iffy. Now, you know, you've got to press them a bit. You've got to really, you know, got to put an effort into them. But when you do, they're fabulous. Holland's Green, a lovely little place. And the Black Swan, if ever you want a meal or a hotel, it's an absolute beautiful little place, this. And there we go, straight away. People pointing at it. So it is definitely an eye catcher, this bike. And this is where this bike will live at home. This is where you're in the gear, you're riding down the lanes, you're looking at the pretty houses. Touch on the back brake. And I say, the more you get riding it, the more you get used to it, the more your confidence grows on it. And quite surprised, the suspension is quite good on it as well. Because this road has got its bumps, its ups and downs. Now this bike's not going to go down Hollybush Lane, because I know, to be dead honest, it would do it without doubt, but it wouldn't be built for it at all. It's an absolute, honestly, it's a pleasure to ride it. You know, you could set yourself going down lanes like this. And like there, third gear, it just trinkles along 30 mile an hour. We're probably doing 2,000 revs here. Right, let's go to our usual place. Oh, I hate seeing that, people. I just think it's a waste of life when you see them poor things. So neutral on it, easy to get. The foot stand, easy to get onto. Absolutely stunning. I'm just going to knock you off a second. I really do hate seeing this. Some poor creature. And he's warm. Be safe, mate. Really do hate seeing it. The older you get, you realise more how important life is. Not just for human beings, but for everything that's on this planet. Right, let's have a look at a wow. Do you know, and it is literally a wow. What a beautiful looking bike. What an absolute beautiful looking bike. You know, I said 5 minutes ago I wouldn't have one. I wouldn't be unhappy to go into my garage every day and see that sat in there. Fake carburetors. Injection unit. But the build quality on all of this. Brembo brakes on the front. And then Nissan on the back. That's very strange. So they've got Nissan on the back and Brembo on the front. Fantastic quality. The Triumph tied into there. The actual fuel tank. Should take my little gloves off. So the cap filler. A lovely little touch on that. Now, little one for you. If you get one of these, I know this from very old years ago. You're not going to undo it that way. That should turn out here like that. Put your key in. So before you waste your time for 2 hours going the actual filler's broke. It's not. You put that in, and no. So there's your filler cap. One of them a little bit fiddly at first, but you'll get used to that. Put that in, and then lock it, and then put that back on. Nice little touch. It's like the quality of these. The bars, I've never ridden bikes with these strip back handlebars like this. Very, very strange to get used to because it's pulling it in towards your sides, like I say. Let's just ignition key on the side here. Turn it there once. Information button here. I don't know what's on there. So what's there? Trip 1, trip 2. Road. Petrol, so 106 miles. Now the one thing I've read on this, it's so it's RPMs on, was that then? Miles. RPM. So there is an RPM that you can turn on it. So we'll look at that. Let's turn that off. Really good controls though. Really well built controls. Easy to get at. They're a bit, like I say, they're a bit, when you're on it, it's like really stretching my thumb. When you're in your, don't forget you're in your gloves. Which, but it's like anything, it's how long your fingers are. The colour of this is amazing. That Triumph badge there, the quality on that just looks beautiful. And it's like little touches like this that are on it. Absolutely fabulous. The quality of the machining of the bars, of your gear change. And let's just look what the lights are like. So there's your lights on it. Really nice as well, aren't they? The little Triumph in the middle of it. And we know this is the updated version. For they come out in about 2018. In fact, let me just. I look like a proper roadster now, don't I? The leather jacket to go with it, and we should have in here. We should have, as well as normal gloves. When I come out this morning, it was, I can tell you people, a bit on the cold side this morning, and I went to work this morning in my on my NC. So in here somewhere, I'm pretty certain I'm putting it here, unless I forgot it. I forgot it, have I? Have I put it in there? This is where you need a frunk, you see. Oh, I think I've left it. I've left it in work. So I'd pulled off all the stats on it. There we go. I'd pulled off all the stats on the specs on the bike. We'll go over it. We'll go over it some other time. And this is my little bag that I've put my tripod and things like that in, and I've come out without the other camera, so my Richer bag weren't bad actually. But back onto the bike, the old bobber without the seat on the back. This is the latest model for this year. There was slight upgrades on them, but everything on it, it's just, honestly, LED lights all the way round. Metal, you know, proper metal. There's not nonsense. It's not plastic. And I get it, it'd probably take a kilogram off in weight. The top of here as well, your brake reservoir. The other side, what's good about that, it's rounded. And I can tell you, many years ago, my Kawasaki GPZ, which was knocked off, my knee, it was square. My knee hit that reservoir when I was knocked off, and it snapped my kneecap. It broke my kneecap in two. I've actually got a glued together kneecap. What an absolutely lovely bike. And I think if I was to buy one of these, it would be that colour. the way it fades, like you said, the way Jordan said, it fades from like pearl red to black. It's beautiful. Fantastic job. Right, I think we've I'll put the stats in for it. I mean, we can all see them on MCN. I think the couple of sides which for me were a negative was the actual the tank size. It's only a 12 litre tank on it. It's only got a mileage of about 130 miles. Really, for a nice cruiser like this, you'd expect 180 miles you'd want to get out of one of these. So you're going to be stopping in the petrol stations. But, you know, if they put a bigger tank on there, would it look that nice? You know, that's what you've got to think about. Would it look that nice? And I don't think it would. It's like the more you look at things around it, the more things you see on it that you really like. But what I like about it the most, without doubt, you've got to pull in the clutch, lift up your stand, and then start it. But what I love about this is, listen to that. It's absolutely beautiful. Right, let's head back and be more organised. As I say, with my reviews, they're as honest as they come. I get on it, I ride it, I say what I honestly think, and you just would not be unhappy owning one of these. If you're the sort that wants this lovely sort of tune that's coming off on it, you don't want to have your knee down around the bends, you just want to go out and have a relaxing ride, because I think quite easily you'll do a full day in the saddle on this bike. Now I've got it for another day, so I'm going to give it a ride out and see what I think there. And maybe with the helmet that hasn't, if you can see my helmet on the side of it there's come loose. It's snapped. Don't know how that's happened. So my visor is bouncing up and down, which is quite a good thing because I'm not on an FZ6, I'm not on a sports bike. This, you can just cope with it. It's just, it's like again now, 4th gear, I'm not even, you know, 5th gear, 14, no, it's not for it at all. 4th gear at 35, 40, even there, it's a bit juddery. 3rd gear, I think you could just ride it in 3rd gear, this bike. It's just fabulous. As I say, even though the bike, the engine feels shuddery, but the body and the bike doesn't. It's smooth, and the grips on these hand grips are absolutely beautiful. As I say, I think I would most definitely, if I own this, I would find a screen to go on the front of it, and it'd be a shame really, because I think the screen would actually take away its looks. I think the best thing about this is the nakedness of it. Honestly, it's just like you're floating around the bends. It is absolutely beautiful to ride on. My arms are relaxed. They're not pushed forward, they're not pulling forward on the front of my shoulders, they're not pulling on my back. My arms are down and relaxed. I'm just totally and utterly relaxed. Straighten out your back and I think you could have hours and hours of fun on this. Hours and hours. That's 5th gear. And this is what I say about it. No clutch on it, changing to 6. Feels well planted in the bends. You don't feel at all nervous. A lovely, absolutely patina to it. It's beautiful. So let me know if you've got one of these. Let me know if you've got one and what you think of it. Now this is my first ride, so I'm just going to ride it home because I've come from work, and then I'm taking it out tomorrow and we'll give it a good run tomorrow and tell you my thoughts with a good few hours sat in the seat. You know what I really think. Because no matter what, people, the only way you really, and I say this over and over again, and I hope it sinks home, the only way you really get to know if you like a bike is you've got to ride it. And a 30-minute ride on a bike will not in any way, shape or form tell you how much you like a bike. Because as you're going along now, even me on this is about a 30-40 minute ride. You're picking up things, but when you get to ride it a longer distance, a couple of hours, then you really get to know whether you're really comfortable on it. That's the truth of the matter. And you see, she's got, if you want a turn of power, well, she's got it, hasn't she? Absolutely fabulous. Yeah, I get the gist of it now. I get the gist of your Harley riders and your low riders that love this. I get why they like it. As I say, for me, it's never really been on my radar, this sort of bike. And the short period I had the VMAX wasn't for me. Just wasn't for me, because it's not all about power to me. It's about how much you enjoy riding the bike. Because you can have a low powered bike and enjoy riding it. And the low powered bike isn't any worse than a high powered one. But there is a difference between them. You know, in fairness, a high powered bike can put you in a lot of trouble, but can get you out of a lot of trouble. And it's what we like. It's what you like as a person. You know, some people love riding small 125s or 200s. Some people love riding gull wings, because it's your preference. We're unique. We like what we like. And that's me waffling on enough, because I always say that on all of them. Say brakes are fabulous on it. It's honestly, and it's so low, when you actually come to slow down and stop, it's so easy to put your foot down. I thought with the weight of this bike, you know, when it comes to stop, you'd have the worry of the weight coming down. You don't. The weight is so low on this bike all the way through. It doesn't matter. It honestly feels like a little 400cc bike. I've honestly got to say, I don't think I've heard a nicer sounding bike than this. I'd love my NC to have this note on it, and I love the sound of my NC, but this is better. The sound on this is better, it's just fabulous. Triumph, I don't know how you've done it, but... And at that, people, Bertrand Biker, thanks for watching, I really do appreciate it. A thumbs up, a like will do me just nicely. If you want to subscribe, it's a Brucey bonus to me. But I just prefer your honest opinions, if you've got one, if you want one, if you'd like to ride one. And if you would like to ride one, go and see Yules, go and see Jordan Yules, he'll look after you. Yules motorcycles are absolutely fabulous, and like I say, I'm not sponsored by them. They're just one of the best dealers I've gone into. Anyway, at that, Bertrand Biker, ride safe, be kind to others, and with luck, they will be kind to you. And that's the one side now that I didn't realise. You do catch the pegs when you go down too low. So, one to be careful of. And it certainly gets the looks, this bike. Right, see you in the next one. Ta-ra.